Welcome to New Possibilities. I speak truth to power without fear. So, yesterday I went to this artist talk at this famous restaurant chain here in the Baltimore DMV area. And it was a great event. You know, the artists were there talking about their art, talking about their motivations, talking about their lives and everything. And I was really impressed. A lot of the art was on display at this particular event. And one of the artists was a Black woman, and this woman appeared to be pro-Black. You know, the sister had these earrings in her ear with the African continent in them. You know, this woman talked about her art, and a lot of her art was very pro-Black. You know, artwork celebrating Black women, artwork about police brutality and racism and all that kind of stuff. So I was really impressed because a lot of her art reminded me of my motivation as an artist. So I was impressed with this sister until she mentioned that she had a white husband. And her white husband was actually in the audience, and so were her biracial children. So when she made that statement and when she showed everybody her husband, you know, and everything, it's as if everything she had said went out the window. It's as if everything that she had presented was like an illusion, like a mirage that somebody sees in a desert. You know, a mirage can appear like a pond or, you know, a thing of water, you know, while people are hot in a desert. But when you go up close to it, it disappears and you realize that it was just an illusion. And that's how I feel about these pro-Black, quote unquote, people who marry white men, these pro-Black women, for instance, who marry white men, or pro-Black men who marry white women. It's as if they are hypocrites, because to be pro means that you are for something. And if you are really for Black people, you would be married to Black people. You would date Black people. Your preference would be for your own. You would love to be with a Black man or a Black woman. And the fact that you would decide to be with a white person in and of itself speaks to how you really feel, despite the words that come out of your mouth. It shows that you decided to pick a white person over your own Black people, over your own Black men. And that alone speaks volumes. It negates all the pro-Black rhetoric that comes out of your mouth when you do something like that. Because there's no more important decision that a person can make other than, like, you know, decisions to get married. You know, that's one of the most important decisions a person can make. You know, the decision to have children, the decision to sleep with somebody. These are very important decisions, and they reflect on someone's values. Now, it'd be one thing, you know, if this woman did not present this pro-Black image, if she was just, you know, just an artist, you know, doing whatever kind of art that had nothing to do with Black people or the Black experience, that would be something completely different. Or, you know, she made it clear that she was an integrationist or a humanist or whatever, that would be a totally different thing. I wouldn't even be talking about it if that were the case. But it's like when you present one thing, but you are actually the opposite, that's when I take an issue with that. And I'm not saying, you know, by being pro-Black, that doesn't mean that you are anti anything else. You know, you don't have to be anti-white to be pro-Black, obviously. It just means that you have such love for your people, such appreciation for your own people, such respect for your own people, that you choose to be with your own. You embrace your own. You have love and respect for your own. So the fact that you would be with someone other than your own proves that you are not truly pro-Black. And it's hard for me to take you seriously when you talk about racism and all this stuff, when you talk about the Black experience, but yet and still, instead of truly identifying with your own, you are embracing the white man in particular, in this particular situation, and white people instead of your own. And I think that that's deeply problematic in light of not only history, but in light of current day things that happen every day to Black people. And I'm not saying that we don't have, white allies or anything like that. I'm one for building allies and stuff like that, but we can't ignore history. We can't ignore the fact that it was the white man that brought us here in chains and shackles and enslaved us for hundreds of years. We can't ignore the fact that it was the white man that Jim Crowed us and lynched us and committed all these other brutal crimes against us. We can't gloss over that history. And I think it's even more problematic for someone that has all this knowledge about the Black experience, someone that's able to articulate all this and that, but yet and still they decide to sleep with or be with white people over their own people, but yet they want to present themselves as if they are pro-Black, as if they are in favor of their community and down with their community and all that kind of stuff. Meanwhile, they're building their future, building their life, building their family with white people. That just doesn't make any kind of sense at all. And it's difficult to take people like that seriously. And I know that the larger society doesn't take those kind of people seriously either. So yeah, those are just my quick thoughts about that. I was just a little irritated. I mean, it's not about anything personal. Like, I could care. It doesn't affect me at all that this Black woman chooses to be with this white man or whatever. It's about hypocrisy. It's about presenting one thing and ending up being something completely different. Like, I'm just curious about what kind of conversations are you having, with someone that's white about the experience, about the experiences and frustrations that Black people have in this country, even to this day. So anyway, those are my quick thoughts. Tell me what y'all think about this issue. I really want to hear what y'all have to say about this. It's just something that's just that really gets under my skin about that. Like when somebody presents themselves one way and there's something completely different. So anyway, tell me what y'all think. Please rate, comment, subscribe, like the video, share the video, and hit that notification bell so that you'll know when I post new content on here. Peace and blessings. Have a good evening.